We are living in perhaps the greatest and most dangerous time in human history. At one end, we have the potential and opportunity to create any life that we desire. We have an abundance of knowledge, information, opportunity. But on the other end, we are also drowning in too much choice. We almost have too much freedom, too much potential, that we are at great risk for wasting this beautiful opportunity by never starting the journey, by never fulfilling our potential, by never rising up to the challenge of mastering yourself. So I ask you this: are you ready to take this journey, to fulfill your destiny, and finally live the life you've always dreamed of? I welcome you to a new journey, a path of becoming and a path of removing. A journey to become a master of the universe. So what does it mean to be a spiritual warrior on the path to mastering themselves, mastering the universe? The core or the heart of this path is represented by the symbol of the Philosopher's Stone. And without getting too deep into any kind of philosophical ideology, the symbol of the Philosopher's Stone simply represents ultimate balance of all aspects of one's life, to finally tune every single one of our energy systems. This path involves not rejecting any aspect of ourselves or any aspect of life. It is not about trying so hard to be good, and it is also not about being evil. It is about maneuvering your way through life with grace, to adapt and overcome any situation, any challenge, any struggle. To not ever be attached too much to one thing, to have complete autonomy, to have power over our lives, to use our free will wisely, and to experience this life to its highest potential. And what this comes down to is uniting body and spirit, and to master our own minds. Mastering the mind is perhaps one of the most important things to do on this path, because our mind is a pointed object. It's like a laser beam. It's like a sword, and it will cut things and people if you are not careful. If you cannot wield your sword wisely, you will cause great suffering in this world. So it is of the utmost importance that we learn to master our faculties. Some people will use the instincts, some people will use the intellect, and some people will use the intuition. And so I say one must be comfortable using all of their faculties. As a spiritual warrior, one must be able to think, one must be able to write, and one must be able to speak. Through these three vehicles, we are able to express ourselves to the best of our ability. This is how we get what is up here out into the world. And you see, life is an art form, and we are both the artist and the art. And so being a spiritual warrior, being a master of the universe, comes down to sculpting the greatest expression of life that you can possibly think of. Your life is an expression of human potential. to spark curiosity and fascination and creativity in others, to help the world realize that you can have any life that you desire, to inspire beliefs, to inspire the belief in others that it is possible. But first we must know ourselves. We must be aware of our strengths and our weaknesses. And the more we can develop awareness over our habits, our personalities, our strengths and weaknesses, we can use our strengths and master them. And once we have developed a certain level of competence, we can use that to then master our weaknesses. Because again, no path is left unexplored. Because what we are fundamentally trying to search for is wholeness. That is the core meaning behind the Philosopher's Stone. It represents wholeness, completeness, unity. And so this is what we strive for. One of the key fundamental beliefs that we must have is always that of self-discovery, of growth, of evolution, of adaptation. And we do this from a place of play and curiosity. Life is a game that we play, but it is played seriously. But we can never lose that sense of play, because then we will become stagnant with our energy. We will lose the touch. We will lose touch of the highest divine. We will lose touch of the highest truth. One cannot be so heavily attached to purpose that they forget how to play. And one cannot be so attached to play that they forget their purpose. Again, finding balance, knowing thyself, and discovering where we lack, what parts of ourselves that need to be developed. But before all else, we must actually begin the journey. And the journey begins the moment you make a decision. You make a decision in your mind that says, well, I am made for more. I could not be on my deathbed looking back in regret, saying, what could have been? That you cannot bear the thought of not fulfilling your potential, and that you will do whatever it takes. This is just the mindset that you need. But when the rubber meets the road, all one has to do is first have that belief, but then take one foot and put it in front of the other, one step at a time. Because life is experienced in the present moment. So to spend too much time in the past or the future is a mistake. To have worries or fear, think about how many people don't live their dreams because of a thought that they have in their mind. A belief that they can't do it, that they can't achieve it because their self-esteem is so low. They have no belief in themselves. But what I'm saying is that it does not matter. You just have the belief and you take the first step. You ignore how you're going to get there because the path will be revealed to you. You don't have to figure life out. You don't have to take this burden of making this happen because success is in surrendering to the present moment. But at the same time, in your mind, you have this dream, you have these ideas of who you want to become. But it always comes back to surrendering to the present. And so to wrap up, the core understanding that we must begin with is simply this. First, you must ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to live? Who do I want to become? And do not place limits upon yourself, so long as it's actually possible, but don't decide for yourself what is possible. Let the universe decide for you. If you could have absolutely everything that you wanted in life, what would that be? It doesn't matter if you believe it now, but you have to have a clear vision. You need to have a clear dream of what you want out of this life. Because without it, you will drift and wander and your life will pass you by. You will return again and again to vices and addictions because you have nothing pulling you to something greater. When the stress of life comes, when you get bored, you'll turn to things that don't serve you because you have nothing that you are fighting for. And so build your vision, build clarity of what your kingdom would look like. And don't just do this once, but continuously develop and evolve your dream, because your dream is a living thing. Do not be so attached to, yes, I really want this. I really want this now. That is what is being expressed. But as you evolve, as you change, as you begin to grow into this new person, grow into this new dream, you may find that you didn't want that thing. And so you have to be willing to let it go. The second thing that we need is the belief. We have to believe with 100% certainty that it is possible. And what this comes down to is being aware of our limiting beliefs, watching all the thoughts that come that say, you can't do this, you're not worthy. And we don't have to fight these thoughts. We just have to let them come and go. Because if you do not give your energy to a thought, it cannot sustain itself. And so do not give your energy to these limiting beliefs, to these negative thoughts. You may look at it as ignoring, or you may look at it as simply not giving it any attention. And this leads us into the last step. So once we have the belief, hold on to the belief and let go of everything else. I believe, and then you return to the present moment. Surrender to the present moment. Because when you can return to the present over and over again, then your limiting beliefs, your limiting thoughts have no power over you. The present should be the baseline of our lives, but most people have the mind as their foundation, their thoughts. And so the last step is, in the present moment, you take one step at a time. Because really, nothing else matters, because nothing else can be done. Everything that is not right in front of you is outside of your control. And I say, these 3 steps can be done by anybody, and it takes no effort. Is creating the life of your dreams, the person you'd want to become, is that not fun and exciting? Do you consider that hard work? Does it take any effort to just say, I believe? Because you will likely face the limiting beliefs and the negative thoughts along the way, things that will come to prevent this manifestation, your dreams. But in the present moment, if I say, I believe, and return and surrender to the present, how can anything take me off track? The only way that we can get led astray is that we begin listening to our negative thoughts and leave the present moment and get caught in ruminating in our heads. Because the more we ruminate, the more we begin believing that maybe it's not possible. So return to the present moment and just take one step at a time. Because now that you are taking action, you are moving in the present, you have a direction that you're going. So you have to just believe that you will get there. And without the belief, then something might come along, stress, the problems, to knock you off your course. So this is the simple 3-step process to creating the life of your dreams. It really is this simple. Not always easy.